Peace, you guys. Welcome back to the Standard of Truth podcast, where we discuss all things social, cultural, political, and theological from a biblical perspective. You guys, today we've got to talk about the absolute lunacy that is unfolding around Elon Musk and Tesla. Now, it seems like the left's tolerance for free speech, it only applies if you're singing their delusional and deranged little tunes. So unless you are out here banging on a drum and chanting Marxism tropes, you guys, they cannot cope. The moment you step out of line, oh honey, they will come for your livelihood, your reputation, and in Elon's case, your literal life. I have told you guys, these folks are absolutely crazy. So why do they now hate Elon Musk? So what I'm trying to understand is that the same leftists who once worshipped Tesla for saving the planet with electric cars, they've now declared jihad against Elon because he committed the unpardonable sin of believing in free speech. Their other gripe with Elon Musk is that he won't fund their never-ending victimhood grift. Whether it's what he has done with X or refusing to go along and allow the country to be taken advantage of and have our money go to fund their pet projects, the left, they've lost what little was left of their collective mind. So, question. Do you guys remember when buying a Tesla, it used to be like the ultimate virtue signal? Oh, look at me. I care about the environment. I drive a Tesla. But now, if you so much as charge your car at a Tesla supercharging station, some unhinged activists might set your car on fire. Now, y'all know me. I wish a ninja would. I don't even drive a Tesla, but I wish a ninja would try some foolishness like that while I am at a charging station. I will light those folks up like a Christmas tree, and then you'd have to cancel Christmas. And believe it or not, I actually wanted a Tesla at one point. I drove one once, and it was the most fun car to drive. But now driving a Tesla, it is almost like putting a target on your back. And we can't allow that. We cannot allow that. The car that you drive now makes you a victim of hate crime. So here's where we are now. We are at a point where the peaceful protest becomes domestic terrorism. It's one thing for these radical leftists, if they were just out here whining about Elon on social media, because let's just be honest, right? That's their full-time job anyway. These people don't work. Many of them don't hold real jobs. Like they might work 4 hours a day at a Starbucks and then claim for the remaining time of the workday they need a mental health break to get themselves together. You know the types. You know exactly the types I'm talking about. But y'all, this has gone far beyond Twitter tantrums, right? They're not just throwing tantrums on Twitter now. Now we're talking about actual acts of violence, fire bombings, shootings, vandalism. These lunatics are out here torching Tesla dealerships, spray painting Nazi on buildings, and harassing people for simply owning a Tesla. And do you know what the Democrats are saying about it? Nothing. Not a peep. Not a word. Y'all take a look at this clip.
Now to Tesla turmoil. Stocks are down and Tesla car lots are under attack. As correspondent Nancy Liu reports, vandals are protesting Elon Musk's growing power in Washington since Trump returned to the White House.
Well, the violence comes as Tesla employees around the world are on higher alert due to the activities of company founder Elon Musk. Many dealerships have been picketed in recent weeks and even targeted with criminal attacks. The latest violence in Tigard, Oregon, just outside Portland, where police are investigating vandalism involving gunfire. On Wednesday, at least 7 bullets tore into a dealership in an overnight attack, damaging 3 cars and shattering windows. No one was injured, and so far, no arrests. But in another Oregon incident, police have a 41-year-old man in custody. He allegedly targeted a dealership in Salem, causing major damage with Molotov cocktails in January, and then opening fire with an AR-15 style rifle last month. Oregon has been a hotbed for protest action against Elon Musk and Tesla, and there's a growing grassroots movement called Tesla Takedown. Lawful picketers are condemning any violence and vandalism.
You have a right to protest. We who served in the military said to give you that right, but not to up and destroy and shoot and burn and whatever. No, go protest. Stand up, scream and holler, get your bullhorn out, go do your thing, but no violence.
Protest actions in Boston and across the country in recent weeks have been largely peaceful, but there have been multiple arrests for vandalism and disorderly conduct. The anti-Elon movement also has people getting rid of their Teslas, including singer Sheryl Crow, who posted a video to social media announcing that proceeds from the sale of her car are going to NPR. Now, so far, no public response from Elon Musk to the stock drop of Tesla and also the ongoing protests. But on X, there are many posts in support of Musk and Doge. Back to you.
What the?
6 protesters were arrested at a Manhattan Tesla dealership this morning after hundreds of New Yorkers swarmed the showroom there. Planet Over Profit posted this video of demonstrators being detained. Now, after activists tried to occupy the dealership, protesters chanted, "We need clean air, not another billionaire." A similar demonstration at the same showroom last month saw 9 protesters arrested.
Did y'all see that? What in the heck is wrong with these people? These people want us to believe that white nationalists and neo-Nazis are a threat. But look at that foolishness. I thought they were against violence. They're the party of peace, I thought, right? I thought they were all about saving democracy and fighting extremism. Or is that only the case when it's useful to push their agenda? So I'm going to tell you why these people are mad. You guys, these people are mad because Elon Musk, he says the quiet part out loud. Elon isn't just sitting back and taking this, right? He went full scorched earth and exposed exactly who's behind this foolishness. It turns out that some of these grassroots activists, they aren't so grassroots at all. This shouldn't be a shock, since I have been telling you guys that the freak, nasty, evil people are the ones funding all of this. Elon Musk, he's got the receipts. And he is naming names. George Soros, Reid Hoffman, and other billionaire Democrat donors are the ones allegedly bankrolling this nonsense. Just like we know Soros, we know he was the one behind bankrolling those pallets of strategically placed bricks behind those BLM riots. He was the one behind all of this violence and social unrest as well. Shocking. I mean, who would have thought? Who would have thought that the same people who funded the BLM riots, the summer of love destruction that we all witnessed and experienced, and then those oh so peaceful Antifa protests would now be funneling money to radical activists who are literally firebombing Tesla dealerships. Y'all, I'm sorry. We couldn't have seen that one coming. No, not in a million years. We are confused and are trying to understand how those two could possibly be related. But you know what, you guys? Here is what is so fascinating to me. The Democrats have this deafening silence. Deafening silence. Here's the real kicker. Democrats love to throw around the word insurrection, right? When you talk about January 6th, insurrectionists, right? But when their base is out here committing actual acts of domestic terrorism, suddenly, y'all, they forget how to form a sentence. They can't even put the words together. This is how they sound. They're like, we condemn all forms of violence, but climate change is such a big issue, and social justice, power to the people. Like, no, fam, no, these people are straight up complicit. They are complicit. This is why nobody takes the left seriously when they try to cry about political violence. Nah, ain't nobody listening to y'all. They love political violence just as long as the political violence is directed at the right people. That's the difference. But here's what you really need to know about all of this. You guys, do you remember the name ActBlue? Do you remember ActBlue and the money laundering machine? Nah, we're not gonna let y'all forget about that. We cannot forget about ActBlue.
The donations were a total of $16,000. Does that sound about right?
No. I'm not rich. I don't give that kind of, any kind of money.
A common thread amongst the victims was that they were surprised their names and information were being used by ActBlue. But Janice did not seem to care.
I don't want to dispute ActBlue. I don't want to be help the Republicans in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
Well, the Republicans have done enough dishonest shit, so if we've gotten by with that much money, I say hell yes.
12,000 in donations. Does that sound right?
Laundering money, maybe?
Exactly.
Many citizen journalists are starting to investigate ActBlue on their own. An undercover citizen journalist met with several elderly citizens who donated to ActBlue in Texas, in Burnett County, and Stevens County. This report comes on the heels of two elderly citizens in Montgomery County, which generated a response from the sheriff's office there after they said they didn't make these donations and received refunds from ActBlue.
I'm looking for Miss Janice Bosco.
It's me.
Janice, there were 648 donations made in your name to a super PAC. It's a election committee called ActBlue.
Right.
The donations were a total of $16,000. Does that sound about right?
No. I'm a Democrat. I'm a Harris supporter. I'm not rich. I don't give that kind of, any kind of money.
Janice Bosco seemed to be okay with ActBlue using her name for more donations than she actually gave. Janice stated, quote, "I don't want to help the Republicans in any way, shape, or form."
ActBlue is the Democrat fundraising giant. They've been caught in some shady dealings. You have James O'Keefe, aka the left's worst nightmare. He did some digging and he found out that ActBlue has been racking up thousands of micro donations in the names of these elderly people who had no idea that their names were being used. So it's almost like, I don't know, money laundering. I don't know. Maybe I'm confused. Maybe it's all just one big misunderstanding, right? I mean, when you see a 90-year-old Mima, grandma donating $250,000 to ActBlue in these little tiny increments, that's totally normal. There's nothing suspicious about all of that because, most 90-year-old Mimas, they want to transition little boys into little girls, and it's their dying wish. They put it in their will to see biological boys compete against biological girls in female sports. Mima put all of that in her will. It's her dying wish, in case you didn't know. But here's the real end game. The real end game is that they want to silence dissent. At the end of the day of all of this isn't just about Tesla. No, this is about control. The left is not losing control. They've already lost it, and they're crashing out because of it, because they're trying to figure out how this happened and how or what can they do to get it back. The left sees Elon Musk as a threat because he refuses to bow to their agenda. This is about Democrats doing what Democrats always do. Do not forget, they are sending a message. You step out of line and we will ruin you. I told y'all, these people have not changed. They are the party of slavery. They are the party of the KKK. They are the party of Jim Crow. And now they're the party of abortion, LGBTQ, the trans agenda, climate change, euthanasia, you name it. All they know is subjugation, oppression, exploitation, death, and destruction. It describes their entire policy platform. They're simply following the formula that's consistent with their political ancestry. This isn't new. The left hasn't gone left. The way their subjugation and oppression impacts people today, it's the fact that they come for their adversaries. They've always been this way. They will destroy your reputation. They'll do what I call socially lynch you. They'll call you, make calls for you to be canceled. And when that doesn't work, they're like, all right, we got to resort to violence. They get them dogs on you like they used to do back in the day. Well, now they'll just start firebombing your businesses. And now maybe I'm crazy, but this doesn't sound much like the tolerant and inclusive left that they keep preaching about. This sounds more like a bunch of wannabe totalitarian tyrants who throw a temper tantrum every time they don't get their way. We've seen this before. This sounds to me like they are the Nazis. They are the ones who are like Hitler, but they have to project and claim that Elon Musk and Trump are like Hitler and Mussolini. So what can we do? I would say, first of all, we can't back down. That's what we're not going to do. Don't back down. If you own a Tesla, don't let these lunatics intimidate you. They feed on cowardice. If they smell that you're a coward, that's when they go in for the kill. They want you to live in fear, anxiety, and to be afraid. If you support free speech, you make your voice louder. And on a practical note, okay, this is a Christian platform, so we're going to bring it back to a biblical worldview. This is what you do. You keep Jesus in your heart, but you keep a 9mm on your hip. Just saying, don't be no fool. You better use the Second Amendment. An amendment, I might add, that is under constant attack. You better use it because they are attacking it because they know that they need you unarmed and very afraid so that they can intimidate and subjugate and control you. Do not fall for that. Do not fall for that. But my question is, what do you guys think? Do you believe that this violence that we've witnessed at the Tesla dealerships and the targeting of individual Tesla owners and the attacks on Elon's business, do you think it's just coincidental that everybody all of a sudden hates Elon Musk, or is this a coordinated, orchestrated effort to intimidate him and to silence him into the abyss? They just want him to go away. And just so you guys know, I wanted to make sure that I mentioned, if you haven't noticed, you guys, we are so close. We are so close to 100,000 subscribers. And once we hit that milestone, I am going to officially launch the rebrand of the Standard of Truth podcast to Unshakable with April Chapman. Because over here, you will always find bold, unapologetic, biblically grounded, and culturally relevant commentary from a biblical perspective. And so we're going to continue to do that. And please believe, I will always continue exposing the left's hypocrisy with the same energy. I'm just going to be doing it with a fresh new name. So stay bold, stay fearless, and most importantly, y'all stay unshakable. Until next time, you guys, leave me a comment in the box below. Grace and